Have I forgotten anything? I don't think so. I think that's everything. Ooh. Hey Torpor, hey Tids, how you both doing? I've probably forgotten something, you're right Torpor. No idea what though. So it can't be that important, can it? Okay. Hey Seamus, how you doing? Good though I didn't hear a tentacle. I also didn't hear a tentacle. I get a job as a CNC machinist. Awesome, Seamus. Congrats. I can't remember if the tentacle command is a single tentacle or plural tentacle, so I'm checking. Hello, Porthos. Thank you for the treat for Porthos, Torpor. Give me a second. Oh, they're not in alphabetical order, of course. Very helpful. There we go. Oh. That I can fix. That's my fault. There you go. Hey Hulu, how you doing? Like I kind of start on level 0 with commission thing. It's the artist I wanted to commission has no open slot. Talking to humans is scary. Talking to humans is scary. It seems that the tentacle sound command may be broken. And there was something that I tried to do on the last stream that didn't work out. So while I'm in here, yep, that should work. Hey guys, how you doing? Go talk to humans in our board game group. Ah, have fun in the board game group. Okay, I will hydrate in a moment, Seamus. Let's Okay, so everybody should have an additional 10 points now. In theory. But we tried that on Wednesday and it didn't work for some weird and wonderful reason. Yes, I saw, guys. Congratulations on getting them. No loss of the package delivery gods. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Yes, Porthos, I know. You want to come up. Everything all at once. All at once. Okay, come on then. You're so awkward. Are you sitting comfortably? Oh, don't you start. Actually, before we start painting tonight, just a quick one. Hello. I just wanted to say a quick thank you to Torpor, who sent me a wonderful little Christmas hamper, for want of a better description, earlier this week, which included the Red Gobbo and Bouncer, which I will probably end up painting once I've finished the raccoons, because Christmas squig. It also included a box of the most amazing chocolate sprinkles I've ever eaten. They are so good. Welcome to the backlog, indeed. And a bottle of my favourite mayonnaise, and a copy of Bloodborne Game of the Year edition, because Torpor is a fucking legend. So thank you very, very much. Plenty of things to keep me occupied during the festive season. And also, Torpor sent a little bag of treats for Porthos. So, yeah. Very, very generous of you. Thank you so much. And on that note, a treat was redeemed for the pupper. And a hydrate was redeemed. So I've done that now. Right. What have I missed? Just jammed session 0 for the noddies. Went really well, but now I need to rest my brain through the imbibement of my visage by space aliens. Awesome. Okay, Rust. Well, I'm glad it went well, and you have fun getting munched by the space aliens from space. Hey, Modhell, how you doing? Let me call wife Brand and let her know how the interview went. Okie dokie, Seamus. Semi-lurking, eating soup. Awesome, Tids. You'll have to, when you come back from your lurk, let me know what soup it was. Because, soup. Right. So. Hey, Cypher, how you doing? We're going to carry on with Ray Raccoon. I'm just going to adjust the lighting a little bit so he's not quite so bright. That'll do. I think that should be alright for you folks. Doing not safe for work art. Oh my! Pea and ham with very buttery bread. Nice! It's not a good bowl of soup if you ain't got buttered bread with it. Hey Ash, how you doing? Hey Mr. Mouse, how you doing? Wow, full house tonight. Just gonna put the traditional tune into the jukebox. The things that have been requested are going to play first, but soon. Just back from selecting tiles and faucets and stuff for our bathroom remodel. Awesome! Nomming Mackies, even more awesome. I'm content, little trash panda. Fabulous. Getting over the sick, won't be here so long though. Going to be going through Endwalker with my girlfriend when she gets back. Oh, fab! Yeah, that's great, Ash. Well, thank you for popping in. And I'm glad to hear you're feeling better. Yeah. And have fun with your girlfriend. That sounds like it'll be a lovely evening. Hey, Buff, how you doing? I'm, like, picking up different brushes and then going, no, this isn't the brush I wanted, is it? I'm a little scatterbrained tonight. But this is the brush I want, I think. Yep, this is the brush I want. I'm just fucking with the bristles. Oh no. Tasty paintbrush. Okay. So, we basically finished the fur last time, other than putting a mustache supplication for my lord through earthly offerings. Thank you for the treat for Porthos, Ash. As much as you can't see him, he is sat next to me. Like, you can just see his snoot. Hang on. Snoot. Oh no. Slow and Mum have gotten back from the shops. I think he's going to flee in a second. Thank you for the treat for Porthos, Mr. Mouse. Crunch, crunch. We'll see if he decides to run off. The crunch is enough. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, so I think we'll do his goggles first. And I'm thinking metallic. But yep, there we go. He's gone off to say hello to everybody. Oh, you're probably going to hear my mother in the background. Because she's northern. And only has one volume setting. So what I'm thinking is, because we've made the proton pack on Egon like somewhere between grey and blue, I think what I'll do is I'll paint these silver as like a base coat, and then use that same sort of grey-blue mix. Words are hard. Oh, you'll probably also hear slow. In fact, he didn't sound very happy then, so I might have to disappear in a second and just check everything's okay. Yeah, I'll put a top coat of the sort of grey-blue mix over the goggles. We can indeed hear slow. Mother of the North, we salute you. The North has arrived. Indeed. The Northern accent is uniquely evolved to carry across long open spaces. This is very true, Mr. Mouse. Oh, no, that's metal. You're supposed to have 2 different water pots if you're using metallics. Hope that they are mixing something with that ginger ale. Sorry, Torpor, I'm afraid I don't get what you're saying there. Welcome back, Tids. 2 pots? Yeah, exactly. I don't have space for that kind of shit. Yeah, if you're using metallics, you're supposed to... I doubt it somehow, Torpor, because I can't drink ginger ale and he don't like it. Or didn't last time I checked. Oh, he may have picked up ginger ale instead of root beer. I think he may have been trying to surprise me. Ah, well, it's fine. But I can't hear what they're saying because I've got my headphones on, so you're hearing more of it than I am. That's so bougie, my children will just be glittery. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. Actually, I want a little bit of the spaceship exterior first, because what I was gonna do was make a light grey out of the Mechanicus Standard Grey and the spaceship exterior for the lenses. There it is. Happy Friday, everybody. We have officially survived another week. It is Friday night. So I'm making a bit of a mess, but that's fine. Because I'm just going to go over the bits that get paint where they're not supposed to. That's better. Tiny little bit of just the basic Mechanicus standard. Because I put a little too much spaceship exterior in that mix. Because what I'm trying to do is kind of evoke the feeling that, you know, the goggles are actually, they've got proper lenses in them. So we should be able to see something reminiscent of the grey of the fur on the inside. They're in too awkward of a position for me to do what I did with Egon's glasses and put like little shines on them, but oh no. Oh, thank you, Tids. Did I get to the mute button in time? Oh, that one hurt. That one really hurt. You did. Okay, that's good. Oh. Human bodies suck, y'all. Thank you, Mr. Mouse. Oh, my face is melting now. Fabulous. Great start to the stream. Put my hand in my paint then. Classy. So I hope everyone's had a decent week, and for those that are in different time zones to me, a decent week so far. And whether you've had a good week or not, I hope you have a great weekend. I am quite looking forward to my weekend, because tomorrow I'm going to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stone Ocean, with my mother. And I am very excited about it. Mrs. is watching a quiz show behind me, and I just heard which dike is higher. Go on, show of hands in chat. My week's been okay. Connect arrived yesterday. Just got the adapter to arrive, and I can start setting up VTuber stuff. Awesome, you're using a Connect camera for it. That's a really good idea. I hadn't thought of that. Like, the Connect cameras can be touch and go. In my experience. But yeah, I can see them being quite useful for VTubing. Hand is touching the ceiling. Low ceiling, tall goth. Both? Ah, it's the V2. Yeah, the V1 was a bit rough. Needs a separate adapter for PC though, yeah. Hi, Mom. Are you not downstairs right now? Because you were there a minute ago. Chat heard you. Say hi to my mum, chat.
Hello there.
God, this is weird. Like, normally you're not in my house when you're watching my stream. Invasion of the Mum Snatchers.
Hello there.
It might seem a bit daft to be doing a blue-grey coat on an almost entirely grey miniature. But, I think it works. And we'll put a wash over it later as well, so it's got a bit more depth. I am going to need to mix up some more though, because that is too thin. Far too thin. See, this is why I like using the same bit of paper in between similar projects, because I can check if I've got the colour balance right when I'm remixing. Yeah, that's close enough.
Hello there.
Maybe there's someone that's currently playing without hearing I wake up and slap my... Wow, Ash, okay. Now I won't be able to either. Imagine how good a Spider-Man musical it would have made. Yeah, I can get behind that. It is deeply upsetting that I can hear my mother downstairs. She's hoarding the Porthos. Yeah, she's... I am Porthos's third favourite human. You know, the one that feeds him and pets him and walks him and basically does everything for him and lets him up on the couch when Slow doesn't want to let him up on the couch. And yeah, and I'm his third favourite. Mum is his first favourite. And our friend Leroy is his second favourite. Porthos has a bit of a thing for smokers. And Leroy smoked as long as I've known him. And whenever he comes over, Porthos is just like, "You're here, the one who smells nice. Come to me, let me sleep on you." And he'll like nest in Leroy's stuff and won't leave him alone. It's cute, but I'm only a little bitter. Someone who has a natural animal magnetism and every pet favours. I apologise on behalf of all pet magnets. See, the thing is, I'm normally the pet magnet, but Not when either my mother or Leroy is here. Now, I know why it is with Mum. It's because Mum lets Porthos lick her face. And we've said to her multiple times, don't let him lick your face, because he thinks he can do it to everybody. And you're the only one that likes smelling like a dog's arse. And she still does it. Because she's a bugger. Because she's a higher order pet magnet. Oh yeah, I think I've told the story before, but Slow, me, and a little group of our friends were lucky enough to get to go to Hawaii one year. To visit Zero. Yeah, you do, Mum. I mean, you let him lick your face. I can only assume that it's because you like smelling like a dog's arse. And there is an island that is part of Hawaii, because Hawaii is actually like a bunch of little islands. The one that most people think of when they think of Hawaii is the one that is colloquially referred to as Big Island. But there's one island called Lanai. And on Lanai, there is a cat sanctuary. Very succinct indeed. It does what it says on the tin. Or the island sign, I guess. Yeah, on Lanai, there is a cat sanctuary. And we'd heard about this cat sanctuary because it had been on like a BuzzFeed article or something like that. And decided we wanted to go there. And the reason they've got a cat sanctuary on this little island is because there was an inordinate amount of stray cats there. And they just sort of grouped them together into a nice little bit. And it's such a pretty little sanctuary. It's really peaceful, really pretty, really tranquil. And there's lots of places where you can sort of sit and just sit in the sunshine with the cats and just relax. And there was a chair just off to one side, and Slow was feeling tired and he wanted to sit down. Slow really wanted to go to this place because Slow is a massive cat fan. He loves his cats. So he sits down in this chair, and Slow's always been like you, your husband said, Cypher, a cat whisperer. Like they're innately attracted to him. And he sat down in his chair, and the cats started lining up to be petted by him. And there was a queue of like 6 cats at one point, just perfectly orderly line, waiting to have their moment with Slow. And he'd got one cat on either arm of the chair, one on his lap. It's like, ah yes, the king of the cat people has come home. He were pleased as punch. But it was the strangest thing. Oh no. Someone's got Porthos excited. It was impossible to get a decent picture of it happening, unfortunately. I think I've got a picture of him, like, with some of the cats sat on the chair with him, but other than that, like, I couldn't get a good picture of the queue. which is a shame. But yeah, it was brilliant. Okay, so we've got the layer on there, and I'm just gonna... Hello, Mother! Excuse me a second, folks.
Just bit me chin.
Yeah, whose fault is that? Hi everyone. So I looked over at Porthos getting all excited and throwing paperwork everywhere. I'm going to have to clean that up after the stream. To see my mother's face in the corner of my doorway. Like in the bottom corner of my doorway. I knew why he was getting so excited then. So I've just kicked them both out of the room, thrown them downstairs, and my mum's like pulling a little face. I'm like, no, bugger off. You're disrupting me stream. Herding both Porthos and a northern mum is hard work. It bloody is as well. Honestly. I mean, it's lovely to have her here. I love my mum to bits. She's great. But she also loves winding Porthos up at the most inopportune moments. How does each other then? Yeah, you could say that, Tids. You could say that. Best thing is, as I kicked them both downstairs, having just had to go at them, I heard Slow go, what the bloody hell is going on up there? This song feels appropriate right now. Yeah, Mr. Mouse, it is exactly like that. Then again, when Slow's having a silly half hour and decides to wind the dog up, it's even blooming worse. Because he just finds my frustration exceedingly funny. Oh. Right. What was I doing before I got bloody distracted? Funny 5 minutes. If only it were only 5 fucking minutes. Ah, that's right. That's what I was doing. Right. Sounds like you need a timeout corner of shame for them all. I do, Hans. Also, how you doing? Happy Friday. I was adding some highlighting to the edge of the goggles. Is what I was doing. Before I had to pretend to be a mum for 5 minutes. Ugh. What if it turned out it was actually just Wednesday? No, don't do that to me, Ash. This week has been far too long as it is. There's no way Hobby has enough corners for that. I'd just stick them in garden. My timeout corner includes weather. It's alright, kids, it's definitely Friday. Like, don't do this to me, Ash, please. Time is a hard enough concept thanks to the last couple of years, as is. Oh my god. Right. We got goggles. Had a meeting with the fuzz last night. Good fuzz? We're all quiet now, Mama. Yeah, I'm sure, ma'am. I'm sure. You buggers. Honestly. Starts raining. All three of them giving you puppy dog eyes at the door. Yeah, basically. They're just scheming quietly, I'm sure. Yeah. That is usually the way with my mum. What brush do I want for this? I want this brush. I am physically well, but mentally not too well. I want Burger King and chocolate, but it's too far away and the bus doesn't drive that way due to road work. Also hecking lonely. Aw, Hans. Well, I can't do much about the Burger King and the chocolate. Because if I posted you some, it'd be cold by the time it got there. Hopefully, you can enjoy some virtual company here in chat, in the stream. But yeah, I know exactly how you feel there. If you're having a bad brain day, the idea of Burger King and chocolate, sometimes at the same time, just infinitely appeals. If you were near us, I'd come get you, Hans. Oh, ma'am. See, this is one of the things I love about my mum. She may be a pain in the arse sometimes when she's winding the dog up, mother. But she's everybody's mum. In fact, some of you will probably already know from Twitter, but my mum's name is Wendy. And Wheezy always refers to her as Wendy Lady, mother to us all. Because she is. She looks after us all. Hello, Porthos. I really wish I'd put a door in that doorway that you couldn't just figure out how to open. You gonna behave yourself? Yes, Ash. Oh god, I've not heard this in a while. Love a bit of The Cure. Thank you, Torpor, for putting this in the jukebox. Wendy Tan, mother of nerds. I like that. That is good. I like that. Porthos used misbehave. Yeah, he fucking did. What's the there's a Pokemon move that is like cheering your partner Pokemon on. I can't remember what it's called, but it doubles the power of the move. Helping Hand, thank you, Kian. Yeah, Mum used Helping Hand. It was super effective. Things I used to do have not reopened, and I have been at home for 2 years now with any Oh, Hans. Bless you. Big hugs. Mam is literally mother in Welsh. Oh, I did not know that, Ash. Every day is a school day on these streams, and I love that. I really do. Okay, so my lovely sort of lemony yellow from last time had gone sort of dry, but I've just woke it back up again with a bit of water. Now I can't remember. No, I didn't use just that. I didn't use that for that. So we'll just clean that off of there and get this brush and panic a little bit. There we go. Sorted. That'll be fine. Once I put the paint I actually want on it, that'll be fine. So we want the Rakarth flesh, don't we? Yeah, it depends on which bit of Yorkshire you're from, ma'am. If anybody's ever interested, there was a show called Planet Word that was on the Beeb many years ago. So, like a mini-series. And they did an episode about Yorkshire dialects, or like a good chunk of the episode was about Yorkshire dialects. And one of the folks they had on talking about it was specifically an expert in the bit of Yorkshire that my family's from. And it was great hearing him go through how the sort of tone and the inflection changes as you move through Yorkshire. Yorkies are very efficient people. They never meant a word that actually needed that many consonants. That's very true. A fabled Barnsleyologist, indeed. But like the difference between, so there's Barnsley and then there's Sheffield, and they're right next to each other basically. And the difference between the dialects just in Barnsley and Sheffield is phenomenal. Yeah, if you can, I think you can see the clip where he's taking people on a quick tour of Yorkshire dialects on YouTube somewhere. If you can find it, it's well worth the watch. Makes me smile every time. Right. Now, this should be closer to what I'm after. A little bit of the rack off. Yeah, that looks right. There we go. So I've got a little bit of skeleton bone, which is an army painter paint, and a little bit of Rakarth flesh mixed together to make this sort of beigey colour. And because of his proton pack nozzle being in the way, I'm going to use a smaller brush than I was doing. Not that small though, that's too small. We'll go with this one. So this is a super detail brush. It's got a few more bristles than the Psycho. And should, in theory, do what I need it to do. In theory. There we go. I think the one downside to these kind of miniatures, like because these are 3D printed and they're single pieces, they're printed as a single piece, is that when you've got really nice poses like this that are quite dynamic, sometimes you can't really get to all of the bits underneath it quite so easily. So they can take a little bit of extra time just because you've got to sort of touch bits up as you're going through. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm trying to figure out what French accent my cyberpunk has. Came across the leaves last today. Oh, okay. Bradford has a unique accent. Bradford does have a unique accent, yes. Nozzle, indeed. Creepy one using Ferjac. Cypher, you filthy bugger! So what I'm probably going to end up doing is painting the armour with this brush just to get the base coat on, and then doing all of the details with the Psycho just so I don't get paint where it's not supposed to be. because fixing it at this kind of angle is going to be difficult. The one time I look away. Yeah, it always is, isn't it, Tids? Like, that's not supposed to be this kind of beigey colour. That's fine. We'll deal with that later. And I've got a stray bristle, which is making this more difficult. Oh, pizza's a good shout, Ash. What kind of pizza will you have? Accents is one of the things that keeps me a little off playing D&D with people I don't know super well. Having been mocked for some pronunciation problems with English. Anybody that mocks you for your pronunciation of English, Hands, can fuck right off. Because I've spoke to you on comms before and your pronunciation's wonderful. There's always going to be words that folks get wrong. Heck, I'm a native English speaker and I get words wrong all the bloody time. You know? Anybody that... Been told it's very obvious I'm foreign when I speak English. Does it matter? In fact, you know what? If it does matter to somebody, maybe you don't want to be associating with them, because fuck them. Hey, Soul. I hope you're doing okay. Swear you go far and broad with your accent, Hands. Butcher the language right in front of their eyes. It's a butchered bloody mongrel language anyway. Anybody that says you're saying like speaking English wrong or mocks you for your accent can fuck right off. I mean, I may be a little biased there because I used to get bullied for my accent when I was a kid. Yeah, exactly, Ash. You will not get judgment from anybody here over the way you pronounce words in English or any accent you have. That goes for all of you. Because let's face it, it would be pretty fucking hypocritical of me to mock people for their accents when I've got this mess. And if you do, they won't be here long. Exactly, Tids. This is not that kind of space, Waggleshammer. Indeed. Everybody is welcome here unless they're being an arsehole, and then they are no longer welcome. And thank you, chat, for all unanimously agreeing with me at the same time. English, 3 languages in a trench coat. Yeah, definitely Mr. Mouse. My strange accent is a result of exactly this mockery. I fucking hate it. Yeah, mine too, Ash. I got bullied so much for having a weird northern lilt in my accent when I was a kid that I forced it out of my speech. Which is why half the time I sound like this, and the rest of the time I sound like that. I can't help it. If I'm getting overexcited, I stop thinking about the way I'm speaking. And that's when I'm angry, when I'm happy. You've heard it, folks. You've heard it before. I stop thinking about how I'm speaking. When I'm... What do you want, Slow? I've had so many interruptions today. Hang on a second, folks.
I was about to say...
He came to mock me. So. Yeah, he literally stuck his head through the door so he could go, or whenever you go north of the border. Fucking southerner. Into the bin! Indeed. Yeah. I got bullied for it so much that I forced it out of my pronunciation. I tried really hard not to say things and not to get like het up about stuff in front of other people, because I knew they'd just bully me about it. And they would have bullied me about something else if I hadn't had a funny accent, let's face it, because kids are arseholes. He spoke fluent Yorkshire in Aldi. Bloody hell, ma'am. What did I miss? I finally had an effect. Yes. Indeed, Tids. But as a result, I have a really funny accent. You silly southerners are now arguing about being northern or not. Shall I throw some snow at you all? By all means, hands, go for it. I know I'm not the I'm not the most northern person in this chat by any stretch of the imagination. Even just looking at the UK, not by any stretch. But I live in the Midlands. A retreat. I bet it were. Southerners? Judges you in Terra Australis. But like there's a lot of negative connotations that have been associated with folks from Yorkshire and from Scotland as well in the UK, which is bullshit. 'Cause frankly, it don't matter where you're from, you can either be wonderful or shit. But yeah, I hid my accent as much as I could when I were younger. I don't so much these days, as you may have noticed, but I've still got that sort of program in there. So my accent's this weird hybrid that flits between different sort of tones depending on who I'm talking to. Like I was talking to somebody from Leeds earlier, and as soon as I knew who it was, like I heard his voice, he heard mine. The northern switched, as it were. And when I'm at work, because I work with a lot of northerners now at work as well, I occasionally switch into it, but most of the time I'm doing my business voice. Though my boss is from Hull, so that's great.
Hello there.
Yeah, exactly, Ash. Folks from well, anywhere that isn't London, basically, often get tarred with this brush of like, oh, they're uncouth because of their accent. It's bullshit. I was in Germany with a guy from North Wales who was fluent in German but kept his strong Welsh accent. It was awesome. Oh, wow, I bet that was amazing, yeah. The Northern English accents suit me and my temperament the best. Oh, cool, Modhail, that's cool. No one does class warfare quite like the UK, that's very bloody true. Especially when it comes to proper English oh yeah, proper English accent can fuck off. Hey, Nikki, how you doing? No, Hans, no we don't. Hey Grox, how you doing? You nice and cosy in your Christmas jumper? Yeah, Ash, it fucking sucks. But yeah, getting back onto the original point, and this goes for all of you. When you're here, when you are in the Retro Raccoon virtual hobbying bar, the way you speak does not matter. It's what you say that matters. and the intent behind it. Butts! Exactly. Butts are perfectly well accepted here. I think Tids would riot if they weren't. Really struggling. Just taking a few moments between bun feeding, trying to push to 4 hours from 2 hours between. 5 hours sleep since Wednesday. Oh, Nikki, bless you. Oh, big Uggs. I'm really sorry to hear you're having a tough time of it, Nikki. Hope extending the feeds out goes well. You're most welcome, Grox. We couldn't let your birthday go by without dropping some tactical ordnance on you, could we? Let's face it. Baked beans base, sausages, mushrooms and ham. Okay, I mean, that's certainly a kind of pizza. I wouldn't be opposed to the various components, though I'm not sure about, like, as a pizza. I don't know. I'll try anything once. Only 19 days of not being able to plunder the box. I think I can manage just. Grox, you can open it now. I know you don't want to, but, you know, if the anticipation becomes too much, you can open it early. No, I can't, it's not my birthday. Grox is the most grown up in this chat right now. Like, if somebody gave me a birthday present early, or indeed a Christmas present early, I'd just be like, fuck it, I'm opening it now. How far are you from Gloucester? Okay, I failed geography, so I've got no fucking clue. Most grown up with a tank jumper, and it is a cool tank jumper. I would in most cases wait too. Okay, Cypher also a grown up. I'm just pretending. Open it, then wrap it back up to open it again. Nice one, man. I genuinely can't reach some of the bits of his tum because the proton pack is in the way. Oh, I bet, Ash. Though that sounds kind of fun at the same time. But yeah, the anticipation would kill me. Really, Grox? I grew up with 3 siblings. Patience is beyond saintly. Yeah, I can imagine. Nowadays, I open my presents and go back to sleep. Yeah, me too, Kian. Me too. Yay, presents! Even better, nap time! The best thing about being an adult is getting to choose when you have a nap. Nominally. Oh, now there's a thought. Nap time sounds amazing right now. Yeah, it does, Nikki. Seeing as Mam's lurking in the chat. Mam, I have a terrible memory for names. What was Dan Aykroyd's was it great grandfather? The medium. What was he called? Oh, thank you for the treat for Porthos, Nikki. I think he might still be downstairs. Well, Mam, can you give Porthos a scritch for me? Oh no, he's behind me. Never mind. There you go, buddy. I swear he's just teleported there. I heard the treat jar jingle. Boom, like an Enderman. So yeah, I was saying on the last stream about been there a while. Oh, okay. Didn't notice. He's buggered off now. Oh, thank you for the posture check mod. I'll deal with that in a moment. Oh, you bugger. Yeah, and a stretch as well. And a hydrate. Thank you very much, folks, for taking care of my back and my kidneys. I do appreciate it. Oh. Oh, yeah. Yes, everybody else, now is a good time for a posture check and for a quick hydrate if you've not had anything to drink while you've been watching the stream. Take our goblin maintenance seriously around here. Thank you very much, Mod Hell. And Mr. Mouse as well. Like, those commands have come in so handy, because I do just forget to drink and like adjust myself in my seat when I'm painting. Like, when I painted Squigzilla, which I did off stream, I sat in my chair with, like, you're not going to be able to see it on there, but like with the miniature here like this, with my knees up basically under my chin, just like, yes, painting goblin. Peter Aykroyd, there we go. And I was sat like that for 3 hours while I painted it. And yes, this is a comedy cover of Holding Out for a Hero that's about prosciutto, in case anyone was wondering. Goblins are small and cute. Yes, they are. That sounds awesome, Ash. Goblins are cute. Goblin, Bun, is mostly cute but worrying me so much. Aw, Nikki. I hope Goblin feels better soon. Totally not biased towards short girls. No, not at all. Yeah, goblins are awesome. Something with a bunch of meat and peppers. Sounds good, Ash. At the age of 7, I had no idea what prosciutto was, and so didn't understand why my mother was so upset at my having made a ham and cheese sandwich for lunch with an entire roll of... Oh, Mr. Mouse, no! I bet that were quite salty as well, because prosciutto, unless you've got like really good quality prosciutto, tends to be quite salty in my experience. Meat is my favourite pizza. I think this might have been a Patreon request. So, 2 minutes to late night have a Patreon. And you can like back it at the entry level and get access to their covers early. But there's like a higher tier where you can actually request a cover of a particular song or a particular theme for a cover, something like that. And they don't do many of these kinds of like parody songs, so yeah, it might have been a fan request. Eek. Oh, this is awkward. There we go. It was a bloody good sandwich, and I was assured it was excellent prosciutto. Read expensive as shit. Oof. Oof. Pizza Express has a vegan pizza, which husband didn't realise was not chicken. Oh wow. There are some really good chicken alternatives out there these days. I really like the corn chicken nuggets. You cannot tell that they're not chicken. Talking of goblins, I've got Pyro doing me art of my Wrath and Glory character. Oh, that's wicked, Cypher! I hope you're going to share it with us all when it's done. Seitan is crazy. I need to learn how to make it so I can cut out meat entirely from my life again. I don't know if the recipe for making it itself... Hey, Rocket! Let's drive my mum back from the train station. That's no worries. You're not late. You can't be late to these streams, you know that. Welcome. I hope the drive was okay and that your mum's doing well. Happy Friday. There's a cookbook called the Satanic Bible, but you know, Satan, which has, from what I've been told, some absolutely amazing recipes in it. And you know, who doesn't love a good tongue-in-cheek cookbook? But yeah, that might be worth a look for you, Ash. Ah, fun, Rocket. Very possibly, Ash. Very possibly. This is so chill, this piece of music. Positive this isn't one of my jukebox ones. It's not. Hands! Nice choice. This is very nice and relaxing. How lovely. And seasonally appropriate. Oh yeah, I know it's like... Oh, no, you do not need to apologise, Torpor. because I am a massive Big Bad Voodoo Daddy fan. I love Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. They're great. Also a big fan of Squirrel Nut Zippers. Great music. In fact, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy and Squirrel Nut Zippers made up a good portion of the playlist I put together for the Fallout campaign that I was going to run that was based in London. It's music for their Christmas event. Oh, okay. Slow. You brought me donuts. Thank you. Bye. I am out of Iron Brew, I know. Didn't need to remind me. I'm only a little sad about it. Fallout campaign? Yes, Mod Hell. I built a game system for it, and everything. I never finished putting everything together though. Oh yeah, by all means, Cypher. Like, I'd written all the campaign notes and everything, but because I wanted things to work in a certain way, and my player group at the time had only ever played the FFG 40k RPs, I used them as a basis for... Honk! Thank you for the treat for Porthos, Ash. Oh, he is here. There you go. Yeah, I used a combination of come on, brain. Dark Heresy, Rogue Trader, and what's the guard one? Oh, thank you for the treat for Porthos, Mum. Yeah, you have, Ash. Only war, yes, thank you. And only war to make this sort of Fallout system that I wanted to use. But I had to stat up all of the monsters that I wanted to use. And I never finished building the monster manual. And I got a new job, and I got sick, and I got tired, and I've never finished it. One day maybe I will, but I don't have time for RPs other than the one that I'm already in at the minute, so it's like, is it worth me putting effort into this right now when I'm not going to be able to run it? Big Bad Voodoo Daddy was common in the Burlesque Show playlist when I used to run one. Oh, that's brilliant, Nikki. They're perfect for that kind of stuff. Does seem like it'd fit. It's fittingly hard as fuck. Well, the thing was, I didn't like the way that skills were allocated in Rogue Trader and Dark Heresy, but the way they're allocated in Only War is way more lax. You can really, like, you can make a truly unique character because there's not so many limitations. Yes! Love this track. This was the theme to the opening cutscene that I wrote for my Fallout campaign. Like, introducing people to the first hub town that you were supposed to go to. this was the theme tune for the Hubtown. Fucking hate percentile systems with a fire to burn out suns. That's fair, Cypher. I mean, now that I've played a dice pool system, because I'm currently in an Age of Sigmar Soulbound RP group, which uses a dice pool system. I don't think I'd ever want to go back to a percentile system, so I'll probably have to, like, rebuild the entire Fallout system I've got to use either D20 or dice pool. Because what it was I got the Fallout RP that was available online at the time, looked at the way it worked and went, that's bollocks. Yeah. So I put it down and I made my own Fallout RP system with blackjack and hookers. Literally. I do prefer dice pools. I started on dice pools since VTM was my original game. Yeah. I really do need to play VTM sometime. Like, it looks like it would be my kind of game. I prefer pool systems, yeah. I think everybody does. They're very easy to pick up. They're very newbie friendly. Whereas I find, like, D&D is less unfriendly to newbies now than it used to be. Like, 5e is pretty good for newbies. But percentile systems, I started, my first ever RP was a percentile system, and I had no fucking clue what I was doing. It was very deep end for me, but as you folks know, I like throwing myself in at the deep end without any water wings on. So I got on with it okay eventually, but like if I'd have started with a dice pool system or like D&D 5e, couldn't even make a character on my own in D&D. It can be quite involved, can't it? Like, to be fair, when I make characters for D&D, I use online resources so that if I miss anything, the online resource will pick it up for me. Because there's so much to remember and so much, like, you've got to flip through the book and stuff to find specific things, and I have cheat sheets for all my characters because I'm so used to just having to flip through the book to find one little bit of information. So I always build myself a cheat sheet. But in theory, a good RP system will allow you to not need a cheat sheet to know what your character is doing in the early stages. Like, maybe later on when you're like level 50 or whatever, and you've got, you know, spells up the wazoo or whatnot. But it should be as welcoming to new players as possible, in my opinion. Like, I genuinely didn't know there was a physical D&D until like a week ago. I hate picking and finding spells in D&D, yeah. It's actually the worst, and the spell system just fucking sucks. It kind of does, yeah. Again, I'll say it's a lot better than it used to be. But that doesn't give it a free pass, you know? Okay, I need a brush that is more pointed than the bigger one I was using, but bigger than the Psycho. So we're going to swap to a cheap and cheerful brush, just so that I can paint his tummy. I am going to have to re-grey part of his arm, though. Mage the Awakening has the best magic system. I have not played Mage the Awakening. Then again, I haven't played many RP systems. Okay. I'll put a little bit of the Elfic Flesh on top of that, because just dumping some grey on there has made it look a little plain. Currently run Mage on Wednesdays. Ah! think they could do a lot to format spells in different ways to help new players more easily browse spells based on effect. Yeah, hands definitely. I know a friend who shills Blades in the Dark a lot because he can't stand how D&D does things. Yeah, that's fair. The thing is, a lot of people think that RPing is just D&D, but there's a whole wealth of other games out there. Like, I've got one called Little Fears, which I've never had the opportunity to play with anyone. But it's literally, you play kids fighting against, like, the boogeyman and stuff like that, the monsters that hide under the bed, and you defeat them through your belief. It's a game about the power of belief, which is a wonderful idea. I've got another one where you don't actually do any combat. It's a non-combat RP. Hey RNG, how you doing? Which is Golden Sky Stories, where you play like guardian spirits from Japanese mythology. And you're like helping humans out, and you're doing all these nice little good deeds, and you don't have to. There can be conflict in it if you want there to be conflict, but you don't have to have any conflict. You don't have to have any combat or anything like that. The game isn't designed for you to need to roll dice for combat. It's designed for you to be able to roleplay and have characters and tell stories. And there is so much more to RPing than just D&D. There is so much more to RPing than just fantasy settings. There is so much more to RPing than rolling dice to kill something. And it's such a shame that folks don't realise that a lot of the time. But yeah. There's loads of stuff out there. Something bad STs forget is any vulgar magic will only occur one paradox. Blow up Times Square if you want, it's still only one paradox. Oof! So I'm just putting some shading in with just the Rakarth flesh now. And I think I probably put a little too much Rakarth in the main like colour that I've put on, which is a shame. So I might darken it down a tiny bit. A little bit of Doom Ball. This couldn't possibly go wrong. Okay, no, that's worked alright. Just want the shading to be clear, you know? Oh, Rocket! I have been there. It's like either you preheat the oven and leave it on like full pelt when you put something in that only needs to be on half heat, or you don't turn the oven on at all. I've done both so many times. Ah, this one's not a parody, Keon. This one's just a cover. But yeah, that's I don't think I've ever seen that particular wrestling recap video. Interesting choice. I quite like the placebo cover of this as well. Oh! Fuck. Mom, thank you very much for gifting a tier 1 sub to the community. That has gone to Lieberjess. Thank you very much, Mum. Once came home to find that my sister had forgotten a tray of Kievs in the oven 3 to 4 hours beforehand, and they'd charcoaled. On the plus side, the garlic butter vaporised and kept the meat moist, so I ended up eating it like a crab. Fabulous! Oh, those poor Kievs, though. I love a good Kiev. 20th anniversary editions are just the best versions, just tidying up every slightly meh bit. Oh, wicked. It's nice when companies do that. But there are some games out there that are designed specifically to upset players as well, though. There's one that I have in storage, just, you know, for in case I ever really want to annoy someone, called Human Occupied Landfill. HOL for short. And it's like a... Oh, hello, Lever Jess, how you doing? It's kind of an Escape from New York parody, for want of a better description. That's kind of the feel it's trying to evoke, is somewhere between Escape from New York and Mad Max. Not Fatal. I do also have Fatal. But yeah, and HOL is special because it has a table. The table tells you which table you need to roll on for different things, but you have to roll on the table to figure out where to start your character creation. It is the craziest, wackiest, deliberately terrible RP ever, and it's fucking awful. Skill, putting sharp pointy things through soft squishy things that scream and bleed. Yeah, what hell. Oh god, why? Because it came in a bundle with a load of other stuff. Basically, in the before times, somebody with a massive archive of RPs made that massive archive available to people on a particular website. And I was on that particular website looking for something specific and saw this huge archive of RPs, and being the digital hoarder that I am, went, don't mind if I do. So I've got all sorts of weird shit. I've got the Lord of the Rings RPs, and the more recent ones, thanks to Longfang as well. But like the original ones with a load of Tolkien art and maps and shit, which is really fucking cool. I've got a nice little archive of old White Dwarfs. Oh, thank you for the posture check, ma'am. I'll put Ray down. Oh. Consider my posture checked. And I hydrated just as you asked me to hydrate as well. Look at that. At uni I had a £50 a week RP habit. Yeah, it's easy to do, isn't it, Cypher? I just heard Backstreet Boys' I Want It That Way as a jingle in an ad, and I feel old fucking Elky, and so do I now. I was hungry when I put the food in. I'm not less hungry now, you overdramatic oven fuck. Fabulous. It was a Mongolian basket weaving forum, Ash. Well, it wasn't, but it was in that vein. But yeah, so I've got a lot of interesting RPs and stuff. I really should go through them at some point. Some of them are from International RP Day and are things that were made as part of the RPing equivalent of NaNoWriMo. Like, there's a Pac-Man RP in there somewhere. There's a Frogger RP. I suspect one of the themes one year was video games. I've got a couple of RP systems that I started building and then never finished. I also have a copy of Poke Cthulhu Cypher. There's one called... what's it called? Really Big Eyes, I think it's called, which is like an 80s anime RP. Yeah, I've got all sorts of interesting stuff. Some things with names that I wouldn't want to utter on a live stream. Big Eye, Small Mouth, that's it. Thank you, Cypher. That's the one. I've got the Maid RP. And the Dark Heresy plugin for the Maid RP. Do you know the games Everyone is John and Actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf? Interesting premises. Don't know either of those. I mean... One of my mates is trying to finish a whip system called Fallout Equestria. Oh my god, Mr. Mouse. Wow. I think... Okay, the name sounds really familiar, Cypher, and that makes me nervous. I think I do. The what? Yeah, there's some weird shit out there, Tids. Then yes, I definitely do. Cypher. I've even got a copy of Mobile Frame Zero downstairs, which is the Lego mech fighting tabletop game. For GURPS, there is Cthulhu Tech. Yeah, GURPS has a Discworld plugin, which I really want to play at some point. I don't know if it's any good, but... Friendship is magic, as are thermonuclear weapons. Yes! Fallout Equestria, I haven't heard about that in years. Actually, I think I saw that. Got that. Everyone's John has all the players playing a single character, John, who has amnesia and multiple personality disorder. Damn! Players score points for achieving a goal, double if the goal is achieved when someone else is at the helm. Certain conditions cause a switch. That actually does sound kind of fun. Like, I can imagine my general RP group would have a lot of fun with that. Also Cthulhu Punk. Nice. Well, my heating's definitely working because I'm getting warm. Very warm, in fact. One or two items, and you have to survive in a random location while Shia LaBeouf hunts you down to eat. Oh my god, that's amazing! Oh my god, that's so daft. Love it. Love it. Manipulate your friends for your own goals, but in a fun way. Yeah, Mr. Mouse. There's a game called Superpowers. I don't know that one. At least I don't think I know that one. It's not a name that rings a bell. Basically Mystery Men the game. Oh, and Wicked. Now, it looks like Ray's got like a little ascot on. What colour should we do his ascot? Gonna re-grey a little bit of his neck while we think about that. I'll have less than useful superpowers. Ah, story of my life. Actually, to be honest with you, I think we've made really good progress on Ray tonight, in spite of me stopping and getting distracted a lot. It's Ray. Ray Stance. Ash. My other boy. Egon's my boy, but Ray's cool too. Oops. Oh, thank you very much, Modhell. I'll pinch that in a second. It's the one-off Harry, you're a bastard. Well, that sounds fun. So I'm using that lemon yellow that I woke up earlier just to put some extra highlighting on. That looks alright. I think I might leave it there though, because I'm really hungry, I'm really warm, and oh, cool. Cheers, Tids. I guess we know who we're raiding then. Yeah, I'm really warm, I'm really hungry, and it's about time anyway. But yeah, I think he's coming along quite nice. What do you think, folks? We'll figure out the ascot colour next week. Looks good. And you should take care of yourself or be hypocritical with Snipe yesterday. I know. I am going to go and take care of myself. I'm going to go and have some food. I've had drink while I've been streaming. Looking good. I'm glad you all like him. Right. Let us go to the ending soon screen. Good, Trash Panda. Thank you. Have a cocoa. I will if all the ingredients have been bought in while I was streaming Torpor. Definitely. You're most welcome, Rocket. You're most welcome, Mr. Mouse. Right. Oh, I will be back tomorrow with some more Kaiju Noir for those that are following that. It's such a good game. I'm having loads of fun. And then on Sunday with some more, come on brain, Full Throttle, which is very exciting. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun tonight. It's been really nice to chat to you all. I hope you've all had a good time too. Until I see you all next, as always, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Wash your fucking hands. And don't let anybody tell you that the way you say shit is wrong. Your accent and your language is beautiful, and you are always welcome here. Happy Friday, everyone. Have a great weekend. And say hi to Longfang for me, because I need to go and get some fucking food.